This is ABC7 News at 5. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, I'm Haley Wilgus.
And I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us. Our top story tonight, police under attack. In a matter of hours, 4 officers in 3 states came under fire yesterday, one of whom was killed while issuing a traffic ticket.
Detective Benjamin Marconi, a father of 2, was killed in San Antonio. The shooter got away after pulling up behind Marconi and opening fire through the window.
We've been able to develop a suspect from this video surveillance. Suspect is described as a black male in his 20s, thin build, 5'8" to 5'10", with a goatee.
Another officer in St. Louis has been treated and released after he was shot in the face twice while sitting in his car. That suspect was killed by police, and 2 other officers in Florida and Missouri are recovering after they were shot at traffic stops. The officer in Florida was shot in Sanibel. Police arrested the suspect in that shooting this morning. And of course, in general, being a police officer is considered to be high risk. But now, in the wake of these shootings and others in the past, some believe that risk has increased.
Officers around the country and here on the Suncoast are reminded to be extra cautious when out on patrol. ABC7's Dwayne Lindo is live at the Sarasota Police Department this evening with more on what the agency is doing to keep its officers safe. Dwayne?
Well, Scott, officers obviously know the dangers within their profession, but the key component is the right training to keep themselves and their community safe. The recent police shootings has Sarasota Police Chief Bernadette DePino more concerned than ever. In a staff meeting Monday morning, she reiterated one thing.
Look out for each other and back each other up, which they do every day, but just to be a little bit more vigilant.
But more importantly, DePino says safety begins with training.
Our training division is actually putting on training scenarios for officers that could be involved in ambush type of situation, things for them to anticipate, think about, and react to.
Training also encompasses not only the physical and mental, but verbal as well.
We train them how to engage with citizens using de-escalation tactics and good verbal commands using verbal judo and other such communication tactics, as well as defensive tactics, which is being aware of your surroundings.
And says the community as a whole plays an integral part in making sure everyone stays safe.
Keep an eye on our officers when they see them, and if they see someone suspicious or a vehicle that's acting suspicious, to please call the police or warn the police officer.
But although police chiefs around the country are doing what they can, it still can take its toll on more than a law enforcement officer. International Union of Police Associations' Rich Roberts represents officers all over the state. He says the recent assaults have officers and their families going through a lot of uncertainty.
The sad thing is, when an officer goes on duty and leaves the house, they aren't sure whether they're going to be back, and their family isn't sure either. So it puts a lot of tension on not just the officers, but their families as well.
DePino says being an officer today isn't the most popular job, but despite the stress, it's all about keeping moral and standards extremely high.
Even knowing that someone could hurt us or kill us, and that's what we're committed to do.
Now, although there have been a few of these shootings as of late, Chief DePino says this hasn't deterred any good candidates from joining the police force. Reporting in Sarasota, Dwayne Lindo, your Suncoast News.
All right, Dwayne, thank you so much. Let's change gears a little bit. Now we're seeing the temperatures drop a little bit here on the Suncoast. The county sheriff's office is giving some tips on how to keep your property safe while enjoying all this cooler weather.
The sheriff's office is warning residents about keeping their windows open. Windows near a door should remain closed or locked to keep someone from reaching inside and unlocking the door. Use track locks or a wooden dowel to keep sliding doors and windows from being opened. And always make sure all windows and doors are locked before you leave the house.
I don't know about this morning. It was probably a little too cool to
open the windows.
It was low 40s at my house. But it turned into a really nice day, and here's Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan with more. Bob?
Yeah, another chilly night tonight ahead, too. 68 degrees right now, but the dew point is extremely low at 24 degrees. Now, if we had light winds and clear skies tonight with no wind flow around, where low temperatures would be record-breaking, but it's not going to happen. We are going to see another cold morning, though. Start off in the 40s, even some low 40s well inland. In the inland areas, we'll see low 40s like Mayaca City, 42, 44 at Lakewood Ranch, 45 in Osprey. Sarasota should be down around 46 degrees on Longboat Key, a little bit warmer, but still below average, and 44 degrees anticipated in Parrish. So yes, clear skies will allow Temperatures to drop down even this evening pretty quickly to 53 degrees under clear skies all the way through tonight at 11 o'clock. And down south, we have a newly formed tropical storm. Its name is Otto. It's the 15th named storm of the season. We'll take a look at where this may be heading coming up in just a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. Tonight, a special report about a heart danger that any one of you could be facing. Something as simple as indigestion might indicate a much larger problem, and this condition has nothing to do with age.
Recently, one of our own reporters here at ABC7 learned the hard way that the heart can go haywire at any age for often unknown reasons. He wanted to share his story so others could know the warning signs. ABC7's Adam Cellini reports.
Christopher Brantley is used to asking the questions in an interview.
Yeah, same spell, first and last, for the soundtrack.
That's so weird.
That is weird.
Christopher Brantley, ABC7.
He's also used to the same old roles: reporter, photographer, boyfriend, son. But now comes his toughest yet: patient.
Over the last 6 to 9 months, I've started to have more consistent chest pain where I knew something was wrong, I just didn't know what it was. I thought it was indigestion.
What it was supraventricular tachycardia, a long name for a delicate problem. That feeling of indigestion was the heart working twice as hard to deliver blood to the rest of the body, caused by faulty electrical systems in the organ. Patients may feel dizziness, chest pains, and a noticeable spike in the heart rate even while resting.
I'm laying in bed and my chest was pounding and it was hot, and I couldn't breathe very well.
If left unchecked, frequent episodes can cause blood clots and, in worse cases, heart failure. Mother Stephanie Fosser thinks it's something her son has dealt with since he was a teen.
He would say his chest hurt, or I'm not feeling right, or my heart's beating really fast.
But Fosser would write them off as anxiety or malnutrition.
A lot of excuses, only because I didn't want to hear that it could be his heart.
Then Christopher began fainting in the middle of his workdays. But when the family consulted doctors, they only heard more of the same.
It's kind of disturbing to get this diagnosis so at this point, after so many years of trying to find out what's going on with him.
Cardio-electrophysiologist Dilip Matthews says it's all too common among his patients with this disorder. One the American Heart Association says is the most common type of arrhythmia in children.
It's quite common that many of my younger patients have been put on antidepressants and anxiolytics, where in fact their primary problem was a heart rhythm condition.
When the family finally did see a cardiologist, the news came as a shock.
To have the results the next day prove conclusively that there was something wrong, that was pretty scary.
That's a surreal moment when they tell you that your child's heart doesn't beat right.
At this point, the tachycardia was happening too frequently, and months of medication could not stop it. Christopher would have to go under the knife.
The worst thing I wanted to hear was the word surgery.
And coming up at 5:30, we have exclusive access inside the operating room to see how technology is changing the way doctors heal a heartbeat.
See how it works and if this delicate procedure left Christopher even more brokenhearted.
A new test developed by the Medical Examiner's Office shows an increase in deaths related to synthetic fentanyl. So far, variations of synthetic fentanyl, or analogs as they're known, have been found in 8 fatal overdoses in Sarasota County and 38 fatal overdoses in Manatee County. The most lethal and most common is carfentanil, estimated to be 10,000 times more potent than morphine. The chief medical examiner says those synthetic forms of the drug can complicate the process for first responders.
The experience, which is very limited at this point, but the experience of our first responders is that when they do use Narcan, the amount that they're used to seeing a response with in, say, more typical overdose patients with heroin or even fentanyl is just not being effective with the carfentanil patients.
The medical examiner also identified cocaine as an increasingly common cause of death, often in combination with fentanyl.
A long, drawn-out lawsuit involving Sarasota City Commissioner Susan Chapman is heading back to court. The public records advocacy group Citizen for Sunshine is appealing a judge's ruling. That judge ruled in favor of clearing Chapman last summer. Citizens for Sunshine claimed Chapman had violated the state's sunshine law by attending a private meeting with another commissioner regarding the homelessness issue in Sarasota. The lawsuit has cost Sarasota taxpayers several $100,000. New tonight, teachers, aides, bus drivers, cafeteria workers in the Sarasota County School District will all soon see a pay raise. The school board and the Sarasota Classified Teachers Association have reached an agreement for a new contract. Under that agreement, school staff will receive a retroactive 4% raise that goes back to July 1st. The new annual starting salary for a teacher with a bachelor's degree will now be $42,000 a year. The final agreement must be ratified by the employees before it takes effect. They'll vote on that agreement in mid-December, and that will then go before the school board in January.
ABC7 business commentator Richard Stern is joining us now to tell us that records continue to fall on Wall Street. Richard.
Haley, you're absolutely right. I'm not a big fan of horse racing, but I do think it's called a trifecta. The Dow Jones Industrial Average closed at an all-time high, beating its previous record by more than 30 points. The NASDAQ closed at an all-time high. The Standard & Poor's 500 index closed at an all-time high. The Dow was up by more than 90 points at its high of the day. A lot of it had to do with the fact that oil prices are moving higher. As a result, a lot of oil stocks are moving higher right along with them. Let's take a look at the fantastic record for today. There you see the Dow up 89 points, not quite 0.5%, closing at 18,956.69 on volume of 693 million shares. The NASDAQ up 0.9%, more than 47 points, closing at 5,368.86, that on volume of 1,409 million shares. And the S&P, another record, there you see it, up 0.75%, more than 16 points at 2,198.18. Well, it's just 3 days until Thanksgiving, 4 days until Black Friday, and a week until, yes, indeed, Cyber Monday. But Walmart, the largest retailer in the world, has said they're starting Cyber Monday, ready for this, Friday morning at 12:01 a.m. Yes, indeed, Cyber Monday on Friday. Walmart believes it will dramatically increase its online sales. They've had sales so far of more than $3 billion. They expect to have total sales of over $3.3 billion for the period. 137 million people are expected to shop between Friday and Cyber Monday. And that's an awful lot of people spending an awful lot of money, and local merchants wait all year for this time of the year, so let's hope it works very well for them.
We do hope so.
And Richard, what are you expecting for tomorrow then?
Well, Scott, I wish I could tell you for sure, but only 44 points, and the Dow will make it to the never-before-seen 19,000. And, hey, if the Cubs can win the World Series, we can get 19,000 on the Dow.
That's a big number. Wow. All right, Richard, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Still to come in your Suncoast News tonight, Florida Highway Patrol is boosting its efforts to ensure everyone has a safe holiday. What you'll see on roadways this holiday weekend.
ABC7 Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your full weather forecast. Plus, food pantries are there to help those in need. But are those who are using these pantries getting their needed servings of fruits, vegetables, and other healthy food? The answer coming up in Health Smart.
Google GoWildHonda.com. Lease a CRV for $219 during Wild's final clearance. Just $219 and 0 down. Now at GoWildHonda.com or visit Wild Honda Sarasota. It's gotta be wild.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Gold fever has once again swept the nation. And everyone is rushing to Florida to strike it doubly rich. Introducing the $5 million Gold Rush Doubler. We're doubling cash prizes for over $752 million in payouts. And 36 prizes from $1 million to $5 million. The Florida Gold Rush is on. The Florida Lottery, just imagine.
Alex Karras Lincoln's holiday sales event is here. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKC Sports Utility for $269 per month, or a 2017 MKZ for $299 per month. We are proud to introduce the newest addition to the Lincoln lineup, the all-new 2017 Lincoln Continental. We have a great selection and ready for immediate delivery. Alex Karras Lincoln, affordable luxury. Winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award, serving Florida's Sun Coast since 1978. We're located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Google GoWildHonda.com. Lease a Civic for $179 during Wild's final clearance. Just $179 and 0 down. Now at GoWildHonda.com or visit Wild Honda Sarasota. It's gotta be wild.
Florida Highway Patrol is adding some extra patrols in the days before and after the upcoming holiday. Beginning Wednesday, all available troopers as well as FHP reserves and auxiliary members will be sent out to patrol roadways. The extra enforcement will last until Sunday. If you see any aggressive or possibly impaired drivers on the roads, you're asked to dial FHP or 347 on your phone to report them. Last year, law enforcement agencies statewide responded to nearly 10,000 crashes during the Thanksgiving holiday. So stay safe out there.
Be careful. Take your time wherever you're going. Yeah.
And this morning you had to think about staying warm.
Yeah, frost in parts of Florida and north of the Tampa Bay area still could see some temperatures nearing that 38-degree mark. For us in the 40s, low 40s, really a real possibility for us. A chilly start again tomorrow morning. A nice afternoon, though. Temperatures did warm to 70 degrees. Van Wezel webcam showing clear skies out there. Seas calming down after yesterday's front that moved on through, and it looks like a beautiful sunset this evening. We are looking at dry air, and it has been around as of late. There's another front coming down too, and it too is not going to have much to work with in terms of moisture availability. So we'll expect dry conditions with the second front that'll move through. Looks like sometime late this week. We'll have more on that in just a minute, but you can see that dry air encompassing much of the Gulf of Mexico, all the way down into Florida and the Bahamas and Cuba this afternoon. Currently we have sunshine, 68 degrees, and the dew point, you don't see it very often like that, 24 degrees right now. Winds out of the north at 7, and the pressure 30.09 inches. That is for the most part holding steady. Overnight, at least near the coast, temperatures will fall down into the upper 40s to low 50s. We'll have clear skies all the way through the night, and that will allow that temperature to drop pretty steadily throughout the evening hours. 61 degrees in Jacksonville, at 66 in Orlando, 75 now. The warm reading in Miami, and 71 in Key West. Around town, temperatures pretty much in the upper 60s and near the coast, mid 60s there as well. 67 in Inglewood and Punta Gorda at 70 now, 69 in Lake Placid, Avon Park at 69. The Gulf temperature now down to 70 degrees. Overnight low temperatures tonight, mid to lower 40s inland. Northport, you'll be right around 41 degrees. 45 in Inglewood, Venice at 46 to start the morning off on Tuesday. Lakewood Ranch at 44. So pretty chilly. Jackets are required if you're getting up early. And looks like we will, though, warm back into the mid to upper 70s by the afternoon. Well, at least we don't have to deal with this. Snow falling, lake effect snows at that too, rotating around this area of low pressure now over eastern portions of Canada, and that northwest wind over the lakes relatively warm waters of the lakes there in Lake Ontario, causing some very heavy snowfall there. On the opposite spectrum, we still have a tropical storm to deal with. This is Tropical Storm Otto. It is not going to have an impact on the U.S. However, Central America, Nicaragua, it looks like we'll see a lot of rainfall from this, causing life-threatening mudslides and flash flooding throughout this region as it makes its way to the west. Right now, top winds are at 50. It's moving to, actually, it's going to start moving to the west as high pressure builds to the north. Right now, it's stationary. The pressure at 1,000 millibars. And the forecast does call for it to become a hurricane over the next 36 hours as it makes its way off toward the west. All the models pretty much in agreement with this scenario. It spreads out a little bit after day 4 and 5 in the Pacific, but should not be a factor, as I mentioned, any place north of that. Here's our forecast. Futurecast showing some clouds along the east coast, a little backdoor front there, producing some cloudiness, a little bit of return of moisture on Wednesday, but not much. Just a few fair weather cumulus clouds, basically. And then here comes the front. You can see it moving through the lower Mississippi Valley on Wednesday. It'll be on our doorstep by late Friday, cooling things down just a few degrees. This is not a very big front, not like the last one we saw. Temperatures currently 32 in Toronto. It's 38 in Chicago. Minneapolis at 37 degrees and 43 in the nation's capital. Kansas City now at 52 and 73 in Dallas. For boaters, it shapes out like this. Light chop on the bays and inland waters. Northeast winds at 10 knots. And it looks as though the temperature will be right around 75 degrees. So a pretty good beach day after the morning hours. And then the UV index very high at a 10. That should be a 10 there. High tide at 746, a low tide at 150, and sunset will be at 537. In the 40s again for places. Sarasota right around 46 degrees. Chilly conditions with northeast winds at 10. Tomorrow I'll look for a chilly start once again, but a nice finish. 76. It should be a gorgeous afternoon. And the extended forecast calling for a beautiful day for Thanksgiving, a high near 80 degrees with lots of sunshine. And you'll see those temperatures drop a little bit on Saturday. Not much, just a few degrees with that second front, which will more than likely just wash out. Scott?
All right, Bob, thank you. Suncoast Traffic Watch right now. There were some issues earlier on Bee Ridge Road, but they have been cleared up. Still some traffic, though, heading northbound on I-75 as it's slow going in that area. Some heavy traffic in all the arteries leading out to I-75, especially University Parkway as you head east. And also some congestion both direction of US 41 south of Fruitville Road in downtown Sarasota. Haley?
Thank you, Scott. In health news tonight, research studying the effects of stress on emergency room clinicians and how to alleviate it is severely lacking. That's according to a review of studies published in the Emergency Medicine Journal. The researchers found many studies on the perils of working in an emergency department, but only 2 studies of interventions meant to help reduce that job stress. Researchers say for too long, the medical profession has neglected to study its own personnel. And it's just now being realized that the mental and physical health of doctors is critical to patient care. People who rely on food pantries for their meals may not receive enough dairy, fruits, or vegetables to get all of the nutrients they need for a healthy diet. That's the finding of 2 studies published in the Journal of the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics. Some food pantries are set up to provide occasional assistance to families. They've instead become the main source of food for long periods of time. And those food pantries struggle to have the resources necessary for transportation and storage of fresh produce and other healthy, perishable foods. Coming up on your Suncoast News, a truck driver lucky to be alive after a tanker bursts into flames, how he was able to survive. Plus, a day that zoo officials have been waiting decades for in Australia. We'll show you what these little creatures are and what makes them so special.
ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you weeknights at 5.
They say good things come to those that wait. Well, you've waited long enough. You deserve to feel fabulous in your fashionable new Fiat 500X from Alfa Romeo Fiat in Sarasota. Boldly innovative, seductively stylish. Fiat gives you everything you'd expect from a capable utility vehicle, like a spacious interior and advanced safety systems, designed and built like a sexy little sportster. Don't wait any longer. You deserve to feel fabulous. Get a new Fiat at Alfa Romeo Fiat of Sarasota.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today.
Types of timber, cuts of meat, cooking times, temperatures, rubs, seasonings, sauces. You name it, they know it. That's what makes them who they are, Sonny's Pitmasters. And proud of it. Come get some baby back ribs at Sonny's Barbecue. On their own or paired with favorites like jalapeno cheddar hot links or pulled or sliced pork plus 2 sides and bread. Sonny's Barbecue. Local Pitmasters since '68.
Whether you're a homeowner looking for a professional installation or a contractor looking for top quality products, Sarasota Glass and Mirror can meet your every need.
For 42 years, Sarasota Glass and Mirror has been the area's premier supplier and installer of quality glass products for your home or business. As an authorized PGT WinGuard dealer, we know how to protect your home with everything from the PGT WinGuard impact-resistant windows and doors to shower enclosures and decorative mirrors. The Sarasota Glass and Mirror team has the knowledge to tackle any project.
This holiday season, give the greatest gifts of all, safety and peace of mind. Subaru offers more 2016 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winners than any other brand. And now during the Subaru Share the Love event, you can lease the most award-winning small SUV on the planet. A new 2017 Subaru Forester for just $209 a month. Or get 0% financing. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
A truck driver in Michigan has 2 Good Samaritans to thank for his life after his gasoline tanker caught fire. The driver was on the interstate early this morning when he crashed on a ramp. The truck burst into flames. 2 other truck drivers who saw what had happened pulled over to help the driver in that burning vehicle. They were able to pull him out and away from the flames. The interstate was closed for several hours as crews worked to put out the flames. And these little creatures are about as cute as their name. The Taronga Zoo in Sydney, Australia are introducing their 3 newest puggles. Now, we're not talking about the dog breed. Puggles are a species of spiny anteater. They are the first puggles to be born at the zoo in nearly 3 decades. They're notoriously difficult to breed in human care. Their names and sexes have not been released yet, and it will also be a while before they're put in their exhibit. They got to grow up a little.
They're tiny right now. But they definitely have that anteater beak thing going on. Yeah. Very cute.
And the claws to dig.
Yes, right. Very tiny. Well, still to come on your Suncoast News, we'll continue our special report, Broken Heartbeat, and hear from ABC7's Christopher Brantley about his heart condition.
Plus, seeing so many cars on our roadways may be driving us crazy right now as snowbird season arrives. But what will those cars look like in about 20 years from now, and who will be driving them? We'll take a look coming up.
Why wait until the turkey has left you feeling tired? The Black Friday sales event has already started at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Ram trucks are built tough enough to help you conquer whatever the day may throw your way with all the technology and comfort you'd find in a luxury vehicle. Right now, get over 20% off. That's up to $15,000 off a new Ram 1500. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
They care. They take the time to understand you, take the time to understand your case.
There's no better satisfaction to me than to see a client who is happy because of the job we've done for them.
It's really actually very comforting to know that there's someone that you've heard of and you're getting recommendations about that you can turn to when you have a problem.
I felt like I had a partner in this, and he was going to be by my side.
You only have one life. Are you gambling with it? 1 in 3 adults have high blood pressure. Not knowing your numbers could cause you to lose. big time. Luckily, you can turn the odds in your favor by getting your blood pressure checked today. Don't leave your health to chance. Learn more at heart.org/HPB.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.